Oftentimes we get the question, do I have alcohol use disorder? Do I have substance use disorder? Am I addicted to it? And one of the first things I always say is that's a self-examination question. So just the fact that you're asking someone else, you're voicing that opinion on, am I drinking too much? Am I drinking irresponsibly? That's something that is kind of a warning sign, because people that can just drink socially and it's not interrupting their work life, their family life, their social life, their spiritual life, all those factors are indicators if it becomes problematic in your own mind, in your own heart. The second thing that I would say about that is that there's something called harm reduction. So if you were to come to ask me, I think that I may be drinking too much, or sometimes I drink too much, what should I do? And so because I can't tell you not to do harmful behaviors, what I can say is, let's look at when you drink, what happens. So when you drink, do you get in a car and drive? Because that is a harmful behavior, because not only could you suffer repercussions like a DWI, you can also harm someone else. It's a very innocent thing, right? To have a drink, have 2 drinks, have 3 drinks, get in a car, drive a block down the street. But down that block of street, if you run into someone or they run into you and you have alcohol or substance in your system and someone dies, you can spend the rest of your life in prison, and you may even receive a life sentence for that. There's just horrific stories of people that are sitting in prison that come in at 17, 18 years old, and they're sitting in there until they're 40, 50 years old. And when you think about, wow, and you listen to their stories, they were drinking like regular kids in high school that were, just trying a substance because it looked fun. And society tells us, we celebrate this way. We also, we do it when we're sad. We do it when we're happy. We do it at baseball games. We do it, it's kind of like a victory. It's part of our victory dance. Well, there's also repercussions to that when you ask me that question, do I have an issue with it? And so after you say, well, I really don't do it that often. It's something that I don't want to do. You look at your own personal values. Are you behaving in a different way around your children, around your family, around work, your work peers the following day? Are you more agitated? Do you have less patience? Are you having to get up and take ibuprofen or aspirin the night before because you're going to have that headache because you had, 1 too many glasses of wine? Even though you consider it a safe space for you, is your behavior altering in any manner that you don't like about yourself? Because a lot of people can be social drinkers and it doesn't affect other people in a negative way. But if it's affecting you and you're questioning, then I ask you to do this. The next time that you want to have a drink or use a substance, tell yourself, no, I'm not going to. And count how many times during that evening or that day on a Saturday afternoon that when everyone's barbecuing and drinking, and you tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do this today. Count how many times your brain says, it's okay, have a drink. You're not an alcoholic, or you don't have alcohol use disorder. And that will give you an indicator, because if it's 50 times within 4 hours that you're telling yourself, I need to have a drink, or gosh, this would be so much better if I had a substance in me, right? Help me relax. I'd be funnier. I can talk more. Those are indicators to look at, because the truth is that everyone doesn't have an alcohol use disorder. Everyone doesn't have a substance use disorder. Sometimes people just use it to make themselves feel better, but we want to catch that before the addiction, the brain chemistry and the body actually, attaches to those feelings to connect it with the emotion and the neural pathways that we talked about in a different video, and make sure that you are the healthiest person you can be before a crisis occurs.